Now I want to go back to the ayah now, because it's related to what I said. وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ أَنْ خَلَقَ لَكُم مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُم. So to begin with, Allah says that it is from among our signs. I want us to reflect on that statement. We talked about how we see marriage as an end in and of itself. Most of the movies, most of the romantic comedies, they end at the wedding, right? It's this big journey and all this kind of drama and conflict, and then the happy ending happens at the wedding. This is the same thing since we were little with the fairy tales. So the idea that we absorb, and believe me, we absorb it, is that we are going through life and our goal is to get married, or our goal is to be completed by another person. Our goal is no longer to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Our goal is no longer Jannah. Our goal really is to get married, okay, and then after that it's to have kids, and then after that it's, to watch them grow up, and then they get married and they go to college and this and that. And those become our goals. When Allah here is saying something different, He says, وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ. What's an ayah? An ayah is a sign. Well, let me ask you this. What is the purpose of a sign? When you're driving on the road, on a highway, what is a sign? What is the purpose of a sign? The purpose of a sign is to direct you. The purpose of a sign is to point you somewhere. It isn't the end in and of itself. You're not driving on the highway, it's like, oh, I saw a sign to my destination, and then you stop by the sign. Like if you're trying to get to Virginia, and you see a sign that says Virginia ahead, like you don't say, okay, I'm there now, I got it, and you just stop your car. You know you're on the right track because the sign is pointing you in that direction. وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ. Allah also says here, a sign of who? A sign of what? This relationship between spouses is a sign, but it's a sign of what? What is it directing you to? Ayatihi, His signs, from among His signs. So this relationship in and of itself, this mawadda and this rahmah that Allah is describing, is in and of itself a means. It is a sign pointing you towards Him, towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You don't stop there, and you don't make it your destination. The problem with making it your destination is many things. One is that when you do get married, you're gonna face the disillusionment and disappointment because, wait a minute, Jannah didn't start. Like, where's Jannah now? I thought this was the end. The second problem is what happens to those who never get married. Literally, they are treated as though they are not yet full human beings. Am I right? They have not yet completed their purpose for creation. As though Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us with the sole purpose of getting married and having kids. Nah, that's not the reason He created us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us, as He says, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us, and He tells us the purpose. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسِ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. Very, very clear. Allah says, I have not created jinn and human beings except for one purpose. So negate any other purpose except to fulfill ubudiyyah to Him, to worship, love, and know God. It is within that context that we get married, that we have a job, that we learn, that we strive. It is within that context. But we have to be very careful not to mix the means and the end. So these people who have not gotten married, essentially, they don't have one means to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, one vehicle, one route. But that's okay, they can find another until Allah subhanahu, whatever Allah writes for them. But if it is considered the end itself, then that person is as though that person has completely failed the purpose of life. So this is unfortunately why we treat our unmarried sisters and brothers, or worse yet, divorced sisters or brothers, the way that we do. When are you going to get married? It's almost like, when are you going to be a full human being already? And then if they are divorced, wait, why did you stop being a human being? Or why are you now half a human being? We need to get things into perspective. Our purpose is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.